Hey guys, welcome back to the Knights of the Old Republic playthrough. Last week we tried to do some companion quests and we found out more about Jolie and Juhani and all of them. And we found out Mission Veo's companion quest is glitched. I'm hoping the other ones aren't, but we're here on Yavin because I'm going to see if I can buy some intelligence things because that'll increase our repair skill, which will help us with HK-47. But for now, let's just see what we can get. That's not good enough, Savam. We know you have more, and we want it now. What? You can't just rewrite our agreement whenever you feel like it. The exchange won't stand for it. The exchange is in no position to dictate orders anymore, Savam. Who's that? A stranger. You haven't been telling us everything. Now have you, Savam? Tell you everything? What are you talking about? I don't have to clear everything through you. What's going on here, Savam? They're trying to extort me, that's what. They think that just because the exchange is gone, they can take whatever they want from me. We are renegotiating our contract, Savam. I think you guys better leave. Or what, you'll force us? Leave now. Or I will ask you again, very politely. Dead or alive, you're leaving. Leave now. We leave now. But we have not forgotten you, Savam. Huh, maybe I'll have to come back here. Thank you for helping, but I really don't think you should have provoked them like that. They can be impulsive sometimes. Still, at least, I ended up all in one piece, right? Alright, man. You want to trade? Do you have anything you'd be willing to sell me? I think you have a Giska loose. Yeah, I know. Some damn smugglers must have brought them and one escaped. Good luck trying to get them all, though. Those things breed like Giska. If you see any around, just squish the damn things. Anything you'd be willing to sell? Here, have a look. Alright, let's see. I'm thinking it's probably going to be... Shit. I don't know. Is there going to be any implants? See, I don't know what increases intelligence. I have an idea for what we can do, but... Dexterity, blaster bolt deflection. I feel like that's pretty good, but I don't know. Alright. I don't think I see anything intelligence-wise. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Okay. I have a shitload of stuff, though. Oh, my God. Is there anything behind here? Nothing? Okay. Let's check out our gloves, because I might buy those gloves, because I have a lot of credits, so if I can... It's like driving a tank. Jesus Christ. Let's check out our gloves, and then... Strength +4. Strength's not bad, but let's see. Let me see what you're willing to sell. Dexterity? So these are just bonuses to all weapons. Awareness +10, that wouldn't be bad. Okay, let's just do immunity to mind affecting. That would allow me to not wear the mask. Alright, let's just get these gloves. Is this weapon pretty good? I wonder if I don't know. Which is better? Which has a better dexterity bonus? 5. Defense bonus of 9, though. I think this might be the... I have not enough. Okay, let's talk to... I'm going to put those on, and let's talk to... Jeez, my mouse. Let's talk to our companions. Let's see what they have to say. Hey, Jolie.
Got something on your mind, do you?
So when did you go to Kashyyyk?
Oh, that was not until many years later, to tell the truth. I spent quite some time wandering the galaxy.
The Jedi just let you go?
Why wouldn't they? I had refused my promotion to Jedi. I was a Padawan who had left the Order, nothing more. I traveled from one civilized system to the next, never staying long. I don't even think I knew what I was searching for. It wasn't as if my travels were pleasant either. There were plenty of folks who distrusted the Jedi after the war, or worse.
Worse? What could be worse?
If people weren't treating me with suspicion, they were looking at me with greed. I don't know how many thought they could make use of me for their own ends. I got so sick of the treachery and deceit. I left the civilized parts of the galaxy and headed instead for the uncivilized parts.
So that's when you went to Kashyyyk.
Actually, I was on my way somewhere else when I crash-landed on Kashyyyk. The ship I was using was a rust bucket.
You survived a crash landing on Kashyyyk?
I'd taken some damage passing through an unexpected asteroid field, as I recall. But I wasn't completely without some systems. I could still guide her a bit when I crashed. It wasn't what I would call the smoothest landing, especially considering I ended up smack at the depths of the Shadowlands. But I lived.
Why didn't you just fix your ship and keep going?
I'm no mechanic, and besides, after you plunge nose first in the trunk of a 5-kilometer high tree, chances are you don't have much ship left.
So you crashed and stayed.
Sure, why not? Seemed like an interesting enough place to spend a couple of decades exploring.
And the Wookiees didn't mind your presence?
Oh, they did at first, oh yes. I can't say I was overly pleased to encounter a group of indigenous giant carpets either, I can assure you of that.
Did you fight them? You seemed on fairly peaceful terms with them.
Well, that was after 2 decades of helping them. They certainly didn't trust me at first.
You helped them?
When I could, I would assist a few young ones who would get lost in the Shadowlands or attacked unexpectedly by the wildlife. I must say, for a while there, the Wookiees actually thought I was some kind of benevolent forest god. Amusing, really. I set them straight eventually.
Why didn't you stop the slavery of the Wookiees then?
At first, when the slavers took to hunting down lone Wookiees in the fringes of the Shadowlands, I did my best to divert them. Later, when Shundar made his deal, I didn't see any point. I wasn't here to save them from their own sad follies, after all.
Sounds like you enjoyed being a god.
Nonsense. I had no idea that's what they were thinking for a long time. I just thought they were being friendly neighbors, leaving fruit and such for me. Later, when I started to understand some of their grunting, I realized they would say prayers to the Hairless One before descending into the forest. Hairless One. I used to have plenty of hair, I tell you. At any rate, it took a few bruises, but I set the record straight.
A few bruises.
I traveled to Rookwaro and met with the chieftain in front of everyone. Freyr swatted at me just to see if I was real or not. I was real, and while it was a light swat, Wookiees are terribly strong. I was knocked out cold for a day. The Wookiees all thought it was quite funny.
Why didn't you, wasn't it all a bit primitive for you?
Not really. Kashyyyk is a place you can feel very small in. It felt good to devote my time to helping people and living simply.
And you didn't receive any news from the outside. You spent two decades living like that? I still think you're insane. You spent two decades living like that?
What can I say? I did it all for the Wookiees.
The Wookiees?
The Wookiees. Well, okay, maybe I needed some time on a quiet and remote planet, but if you ever need a friend, an incredibly strong hairball isn't a bad call.
You are a very strange old man. You sound quite fond of them. I regret asking you about this now. You sound quite fond of them.
I suppose I am in a way, despite the smell. For a race of gardeners, they have developed quite interestingly.
Gardeners?
You remember the alien computer, correct? Kashyyyk was meant to be an agricultural planet. The Wookiees were made for a reason, or at least that's what I'm thinking. But I'm an old man who's had a long time to develop that opinion, so don't argue with me. At any rate, we should be moving along, don't you think? If you sat around this long in the Shadowlands, attack would eat you.
Okay, good to know. And let's talk to Juhani. Yeah, I think these, maybe one more week of companions after this, but who knows? Let's talk to Juhani real quick.
Yes. What is it?
Something wrong?
I was remembering Taris.
I am sorry, Juhani.
No, it's all right. I think I am over the worst of it. I apologize again for lashing out at you. It was not your fault. It was a horrible place to have to live. At least in the lower cities where the non-humans tended to get relegated. Living for years in a place with no sun, living off the trash dropped from the upper levels, and the meager pay doing back-breaking labor.
And those rat ghouls.
There was always the danger of rat ghouls coming up from the sewers, or more mundane predators living and working in the area. My family and I struggled each and every day to make something of our lives. But we could only go so far. Taxes from the corrupt government, more fees from the gangs controlling the streets, and whatever was left paying for what food and medical supplies we could afford.
Was it that bad?
With no money to spare for any amenities, even the enclave on Dantooine seems a paradise in comparison. And of course, there was the constant bigotry and hate from the more affluent and human citizens, lording their wealth over us living below. Every once in a while, A rich human would come down through the lower levels with his droid entourage just to see how the wildlife lived and laughed at the mockeries that were our successes. But I have come to meet many decent humans in my travels since those days. Indeed, some of the greatest people I have ever met are human.
Like who?
The Jedi who encouraged me to join the Order. The one who was with the group going to fight the Mandalorians. She was human. I am sorry. I am getting away from my point. If there even was one. Sometimes I curse the day my parents fled to Taris. But then again, if they had not, I would not be where I am today.
Fled? Fled from where?
Another story for another time. For now, we must continue our own epic. To save the galaxy, if we can.
Okay. So what I think I'm going to do for now is I'm going to go talk to Canderous. Then I'm going to go to Tatooine. Right, Tatooine? Yeah, Tatooine. And just keep killing raids for experience, I guess. Hopefully I can get a level up or something. And I'll put points into repair. So I think I might take... Jolie and... I'm going to take Jolie and Juhani and just keep, like, talking to them while I do that. But let's talk to Canderous real quick.
Yeah, what do you want?
Can you give me... Oh, no. Nothing more for now.
Your choice. I'm here if...
Right. Okay. Well, let's go land and see if he'll talk to us then. All right. We're here on Tatooine. Let's talk to Jolie and Juhani and see if we can get anything from them.
Got something on your mind, dude?
So if you like Kashyyyk so much, why did you want to leave?
Are we back to that again?
I find it hard to believe you left the Wookiees just for some adventure.
What's the best way for me to approach this? Perhaps it's time for a little story.
Oh no, not another story.
You just keep quiet there, you. I've had to put up with all your busybody questions, haven't I? Well, now you'll listen to a story, damn it. Now, where was I? Oh, yes, the story. You almost made me forget about it. Nice try, but I'm not that old just yet. Now then, a young man sees a terribly venomous snake in his small village. Nervous, he watches the snake carefully until it leaves. The young man follows the snake into the forest. He clears the branches out of its path and helps it over obstacles. He even works to keep it fed.
This is a very long story.
Shush! Many nights pass, and still the young man continues to follow the snake. He even follows it into the sands of the great desert. In the desert, the snake eventually grows hungry. It turns and bites the young man, its poison quickly working its way into his system. Finally, curious, the snake looks at the boy as he lays dying and asks, "Why were you foolish enough to follow me all the way out into the desert?" The boy looks back and replies, "Did I follow you? I thought I was leading you away from everyone else." And then he died.
Am I supposed to be the snake?
Well, now, that's what I wanted to see for myself.
That's a long way to come just to risk dying. I'm not a snake, I can assure you that. Are you saying you're frightened of me? And what's your judgment so far?
I've told you before that you have a destiny before you. This does not mean, however, that your future is already written. They are not the same thing. You have the choice of which direction you take your destiny in. More than engine-sucking Andor, certainly. But even he had a choice. So far, you've chosen to take the lighter path. Can you stay that course, even through the challenges ahead? We'll have to wait and see. I'm not here to judge you or tell you which path to take. I'm here ready to offer you my help, should you ask for it. I do that because I think it's important. More important than remaining in my home and pretending the galaxy doesn't exist. That's why I'm here.
Thank you, Jolie. I'm glad you came.
I'm rather glad I came too, really. You're a fine young lad. I hope things turn out well for you. Now then, I've chatted enough for one lifetime. Let's get this show on the road, shall we?
All right, let's check out. I meant to check out the journal entry before, and I didn't. Oh, was that it for Jolie? Let's go to completed. Jolie Bindo. You've dragged more of Jolie about his past than he probably intended, and he has no more tales to tell you for now. Perhaps once your mission is complete and your destiny finally realized, you can talk more. Okay, cool. Let's talk to
How
Johnny.
may I be of assistance to you, Padawan?
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Tell me more about your past.
Well, I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. Perhaps I can tell you about that.
Please do.
In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer to the Outer Rim worlds.
Near the world your species comes from?
Cathar was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept or while they ran.
The Mandalorians fought dirty.
They swooped down from space across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed.
Why did the Republic not help you?
We were not members of the Republic. Cathar was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships there remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it.
But you survived.
My parents carried me as a baby with them and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard.
How did your family cope?
My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die.
He died?
Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this any longer right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. The only thing I'm worried about is when I think about like missions quest, she was with me when that girl came up to me. So I think I might have to have Jolie, and I'm pretty sure if I just go back to the ship it should happen, if there is anything, but who knows. I'm gonna go ahead and kill some of these raids. I might not level up, but I didn't know that Yavin, that planet, was just the DLC in general. I just found that out. Alright, so here's 4 raids. I'm gonna go kill them and do some research on Jolie's quest, and then, I mean, if there's more, there's more, but if not, then I'll just grab Canderous, I guess. Alright, guys, we're back in the desert again. I think Jolie is done. I think Jolie's quest was Sunri, which was the trial on Manan. Let's see if we can talk to Canderous now, since I leveled him up.
Yeah, what do you want?
I guess not. Nothing more for now.
Your choice.
Alright, I think Juhani's about done. I just don't want to be like, kind of want to get somewhere with these guys, but let's see if Juhani can talk.
How may I be of
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What happened after your father died?
After my father died, my mother was left to support me alone. A single non-human woman, living in one of the worst, most violent slums on Taris. It was not easy for her.
What happened?
When my father was killed, it seemed that something in her began to die as well. She worked. She worked as hard as she was able. But over time, she began to waste away. I later learned that she was unable to get enough money to feed both of us, and had to start borrowing from the exchange, a band of cutthroats and smugglers. But even that was not enough. She hid what she was doing from me. She gave most of her food to me so that I would be strong, but she herself was suffering deeply from it. In the end, she could go on no longer, and collapsed at the cantina where she worked one day.
What did you do for her?
She never recovered. There was nothing really that I could do for her. She left me no money, and no doctor would see her without being paid first. I sat by her bed for days as she lay there dying. I never want that to happen to someone someone I care about ever again. But there was still the money she had borrowed. She had never paid it back and made no provisions for her death. You must understand. The exchange is brutal. They care nothing for the life of a sentient being. They are the major suppliers of slaves on Terrace.
You were enslaved?
They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force. You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such. It was the worst time of my life. They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credit for me when the Jedi came to fight the Mandalorians.
And they freed you.
The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was left with a dream.
What did you do?
I swore that I would become a Jedi. As soon as I had enough money to do it, I bought passage on a freighter headed for Dantooine, and we both know what has happened since then.
You became a Jedi.
I am grateful to you for having given me the opportunity to fulfill my dream, rather than become what I hated. Someday, I may make it up to you. But for now, let us keep on the task at hand.
Alright, again, I'm going to kill these guys. I don't know why Canderous isn't... I don't have any options with him, but... I don't know. Let's just kill these raid things, and I'll turn in their skulls for money. Alright, we're back talking to Juhani. I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
What are you thinking about?
I have been thinking much about our journey, and I am grateful and honored that you have accepted me with you. It is an honor to be by your side, and to see you redeemed from the dark path you had chosen before. We Cathar do not make friends easily, or for long. Even on Dantooine, I remained alone. Not ostracized exactly, but separate.
It must have been difficult for you.
Yes, it was. I find it difficult to speak of those things. I do not want to live that way ever again. And here, it seems different. It is warming. I feel almost welcome. Needed. You seem to be very decisive when it is required of you. It is reassuring to know that I can count on someone like you.
It's only because I haven't found out how to ditch you yet. It is nice that you hold me in such high regard. We're all in this together.
Yes, and that is my point. I find it difficult to explain. It is so different from what I'm used to. Just thank you for accepting me.
Okay. Let's go to active. Juhani. Johnny is taking the news of your past for Sura. Okay. Alright, I guess Canderous. Let's see if there's anything about Canderous. Canderous has told how Revan and his forces. He thinks that now you might find where the opponents want. You might try to. Okay, that's weird that I can't talk to him. Let's see if I can try Juhani one more time.
How may I...
I was wondering if we could talk.
What is it you would like to speak to me about?
Nothing for now, perhaps later.
Of course.
Alright, let's go back to the docking bay. There may be someone there for Juhani, hopefully, that we can deal with. If not, I don't know. I saw that there was a piece of equipment on Yavin that actually is pretty decent, so I might try and figure out how to get that. But for now, I'll just see you once we get back to the docking bay.
What the hell is your kind doing here? Bad enough I have to deal with all these other idiots, but now there's a stinking Cathar on this world too?
I have as much right to be here as you do, sir.
Do not seek to aggravate us. Just ignore him, Juhani. A big mouth like that can get you killed. Do not seek to aggravate us.
Ooh, big man. The Jedi shooting his mouth off from behind a lightsaber, or whatever you're carrying. Hiding behind your pet cat there, and a woman at that. We should have exterminated all you Cathar when we had the chance.
What? What do you know about my world?
I know enough that... Hey, wait a minute. You look familiar somehow.
What? You?
Do you two know each other?
This doesn't concern you, Jedi trash. Now, where could I have... No, he's dead, and she likely is too.
What are you talking about?
Maybe I was wrong. Still, I think a specimen like you would be a nice addition to my collection. So, what would it take, Jedi, for you to sell your pet here to me?
She is not for sale. She is her own person. Well, what are you offering? She is not for sale.
Now, don't be so selfish. We both know Cathair aren't real people anyway. The females make amusing pets, but the males should be put down like the animals they are. I remember one time on Taris.
What? What did you say?
You were on Terrace?
What did you do on Taris, you scum?
Put one of you down like the animals you are. So easy. Then I saw one of the females on the auction block. But those darn Jedi.
It was you.
What? Me? Oh, now I recognize where I've seen that face before. You were the little Cathair I was going to purchase. But those Jedi came and stole my pet away from me.
You were buying Cathar slaves?
When I was fighting with the Mandalorians against the Cathair, I developed an appreciation for these creatures. They make excellent servants if properly trained. You Jedi act all prim and proper, but inside you must feel the same way I do about the lesser, non-human species. The Sith at least let their feelings show on the outside.
You. My homeworld.
Come now. Will you let your pet go? I'm sure we can come up with a price we both think is fair.
You'll only hurt her if I let her go. You'll only... Oh. Show me the money first. She is not for sale.
And I will see you dead for what you have done.
Sorry,
Hold
my
on a
bad.
second. Don't be hasty.
Do not fall to the dark side again, Juhani. There is no emotion.
There is peace. I will remain calm. I am a Jedi now. My lust for vengeance must be curbed.
Yes, yes. Say no to the dark side, but I will have you yet. Ha!
And he fades away. All right, let's check out the journal entry. Threat from Zord. Juhani ran into a being named Zor who bears her race as a special grudge. He was a member of the fleet that attacked and destroyed her homeworld, Cathar, but was crippled during the fight. He has since tried to take out his pain on all Cathar he can find. When Juhani had been sold into slavery for her parents' debt, Zor was the one who tried to purchase her. Raven's army stopped him that time, but he has not forgotten her. He has sworn to get his revenge upon her and her people. And you don't know when or where he'll strike next, Juhani, though lust for his blood. Oh, okay, Juhani lusts for his blood. Okay. I'm gonna look up where he'll attack, and then we'll go to there. Alright, we're here on Korriban. I believe we should get attacked. Possibly.
Ah, so we meet again, Canderous. It has been quite a long time.
Joggy?
Do you know him, Canderous?
He was a warrior under my command up to the Battle of Althir. But I thought...
You thought I was dead, didn't you? You thought all of us that you had sent on that attack had perished. You sent us to die in a foolish attack, while you directed your forces elsewhere. You broke from the battle plan and let us die for it, so that you could have the honor of being the first to kill the enemy commander.
Is this true, Canderous?
I did what was prudent at the time. If I had not done it, the battle would have...
The battle would have been won anyway. I am tired of your excuses, Canderous. I have spent years tracking you down since the clans were banished, and I will not rest until I've had my vengeance.
What are you going to do?
I challenge you, Canderous. I challenge you to fight the fight you fled that day above Althir, in the dune seas of Tatooine. I will be waiting for you. I have spread the news of the challenge since I learned you had landed on this world. All the surviving Mandalorian clans know of what I do here, and that we shall meet on Tatooine to settle this debt of vengeance once and for all. If you fail to meet me there, you shall be stripped of all honor and forever cast out of our society. It will be you and me alone in the dune seas of Tatooine. A final battle that can only end in death. I shall be waiting for you there, Canderous.
Well, good to know. I guess we'll do that too as well. Yeah, I'm gonna walk around Corbin. If we should get attacked by Zor, I'm pretty sure. So I'll see you when we get there. All right, I believe we actually have to talk to Juhani real quick. Let's. I should have done that.
My Cathar blood seethes at the thought of that man still running free. I cannot stand still while I think about it, but I will not give in to the dark side either. He will pay for his crimes, though. He will most likely be following us. Me. If we could find him first, then he may not be able to set in motion whatever he has in store for us.
Okay. Hopefully that causes it to start. Let's talk to Canderous too, because he might have something to say.
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. We've got to go to the dune seas of Tatooine, so I can find Jagi and kill him for his insult to me.
What happened out there? Why is Jagi so mad at you?
This is between me and Jagi. You don't have to get involved. If you're lucky, he might spill something before I spread him in a paste over the dunes.
Okay, so that looks like we set those in motion. I believe Jolie's done. I'm just concerned that I might need to go talk to him, but hopefully they're at the ship, I think. I did not know that for sure, but hopefully they're there. And then we'll take Canderous to the Dune Sea. Just a lot of see, I wish there was more time and more quests to do things like this. Hopefully he's here. Maybe I have to go off and come back on.
Ah, so you managed to come after all. I see you brought friends.
You brought some of your own as well.
Ha! Indeed I did. I foresaw that you might need help, so I arranged a distraction.
I came by my own will.
I do not need to hear your excuses, Jedi. I know why he brought you.
Enough of this talk, Jagi. Let's do what we came here to do.
Let's do it, Canderous.
And you shall all die.
Okay, so yeah, I couldn't get Juhani's thing to spawn, so I was just like, well, let's just do Canderous. We'll probably just do Juhani next week. All right, let's do this. Let's do this death field and wow, he's for being a Mandalorian, he's getting his ass kicked. Canderous, you have anything to say?
I think this has affected me in ways I didn't anticipate. I think I'll need time to sort things out. Thanks for what you did. Whatever your intentions might have been. I just need time.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's not it for him, but Canderous was affected oddly by his encounter with Jagi. He probably needs time to think about it. Okay. Jagi's challenge. Jagi claims that, I guess we'll finish that later. So that's probably going to do it for this part. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're liking these videos, make sure you're subscribed. If you're subscribed, hit the bell button for notifications. These videos come out every Wednesday. I also do a series with my girlfriend called The Learning Curve that comes out on Saturday. In that, we just play games. She's kind of newer to console games. And I also do Plat Play, which those come out on Fridays. So check those out if you're interested. But other than that, thanks for watching. I hope you have a good day. Bye.